What are you
Mr.
doing
Mayor,
here?
well,
Yes.
I thought I should stop by and pay my respects and let you know that I'm very sorry about Natalie.
Hmm. Yes. Well, that's very kind of you, Angora. Lord knows it's been a very stressful couple of weeks. You know, she really was my light, and I would just be stricken if something were to have happened to her.
Absolutely. I do know everyone in town just really adores her. Uh,
Yes. Well, it's hard not to. I mean, she is a singular being of grace and innocence, somebody that we all should hope to aspire to. So I can imagine that the town must be lost without her.
Absolutely. Listen, I also wanted to mention, I think my father has been treating you very unfairly.
Yes, well, your father is a bit of an oaf. Everybody knows this.
Well, the sad part is that he's really not an oaf. He's quite brilliant. He just happens to be, well, you know, him. But I wanted to say, I think perhaps we could work together in showing Daddy exactly what he's missing by not being more collaborative.
Now, Angora, you coming to me like this, I would imagine that your father much would not like this proposition. I'm sure that he probably wants to look after you.
Mr. Mayor, the fact that my father wouldn't like that I'm here is exactly why I'm here.
Yes, well, I guess I could understand that. Your father can be very difficult to be around, and I'm sure he probably doesn't pay you enough respect because he doesn't know something valuable when he has it.
He doesn't respect me at all. I'm a huge disappointment to him. He pays my rent for my business, but as much as I've asked him to mentor me, he completely ignores my attempts to build a stylish downtown. Something that I think you care about deeply, having a thriving downtown, local downtown in Shelter Place.
Well, first of all, let me say, Angora, I wouldn't trouble yourself too much. Your father wouldn't know a good thing in front of him if it bit him in the rump. So just because he can't see all that you could be and your talents doesn't mean that they're not there. He's just unfortunately oblivious to it, blinded by his own ambition. Perhaps, though, I might have a use for you. As you know, one of the things that Natalie cared most about was the fair city of Shelter Place. She loved its small town grace, its diversity, the charm that it brings to anybody who come visit our fair streets. And she would be loath to see this town destroyed, belittled, homogenized by a man like your father that would simply buy everything up and reshape it in his uniform image. So perhaps you could help me with that. You're a small business owner, and you're one of the mm, colorful citizens of our town. Perhaps you might be the one to be the chairperson of the Natalie Memorial Let's Save Shelter Place committee, a committee that is dedicated to keeping Shelter Place as Shelter Place and protecting it from foreign outside interests. Is this something that might interest you?
You think I, you think I'm qualified?
Angora, I think you're a bright young woman, and I think you are capable of whatever you believe in and whatever you choose to set your mind
Well, well, thank you. I don't know what to say.
Well, I hope you'd say yes. We could do some great things for this town. You and I could make Shelter Place great again.
And this committee, it would be doing publicity?
Publicity? Whatever you feel is fit, whatever is best to preserve this town. I will give you the money, the manpower, and all the resources at your disposal so that you can make this a success. I'm confident that you have the talents to make this a truly wonderful thing.
And people would listen to me and come to my shop and give me attention?
Well, I would think so. After all, you'll have the backing of the mayor, Shelter Place's most beloved citizen.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I'd be happy to accept.
That's just great. I'll tell you what, why don't we set up a meeting tomorrow? I'll have my secretary figure out the details, and then we can start getting you the resources you need, and then this whole campaign can truly take flight.
I can see it now. Posters, commercials. We should decorate the whole downtown in very chic decor and lighting. People will flock to Shelter Place and, just like you said, respect its local uniqueness.
That sounds splendid. And you are the one with the stylistic vision that could bring this to life. I have full faith in you.
Excuse me. That's great. I'll get started right away.
Yes. And let's talk again tomorrow, and together we shall achieve greatness.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you again. Good afternoon.
And Onogora, don't forget, I believe in you.
That's great. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hi, Maggie, right?
Yes. Hello, Patricia. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Oh, well, Oliver Snoot said that I had to accept your invitation, and of course I wouldn't refuse anyone who is a friend of Oliver's.
Well, I am friends with as many people as possible.
Of course.
So, I hear you're new to town.
I am, although I've already, of course, made a lot of friends just like you, and I certainly know what's happening in town, what's not. That's the basis of my new show, The Daily Dish with Trish. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of your little show. I have not had a chance to check it out yet. I'm not sure I have that channel.
Well, I certainly wouldn't call it little, but it's on every channel in Shelter Place, so I'm sure you'll be able to catch it soon. I'm just so glad that the people of Shelter Place have been so welcoming to me.
Oh, that's wonderful. It is a delightful little town.
Yes, yes. That's what I've been finding.
So, Oliver, did you interview him? Are you friends from way back?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. We felt like fast friends right away. You see, as part of my career in reporting, of course, I make sure to get to know all of the most prominent people in town so that I can learn a little bit more about how the town works, who is most important for example, perhaps yourself, and what there is to know around the town.
Oh, well, you came to the right person. I certainly like to keep up on the local gossip, as they say.
And
And I am a bit of a celebrity, you know.
are you? Tell me.
Well, it's almost more Madeline here who gets the credit. She's a three-time world champion cat show best in show winner.
Oh, that sounds prestigious.
Oh, it's very prestigious. In fact, I would be happy to come on your show and talk about it.
Oh, well, I'm very particular about who comes on the show, and I'm certain that we'd be able to find a time for you to join us eventually. Tell me a little bit more
Oh,
about these cat shows.
well, they're very prestigious, as you say, held across the country at local fairgrounds and campgrounds sometimes. The most sought after typically are at Hampton Inns. Those are pretty classy, if I do say so myself.
Of
And
course.
yes, Madeline is a yes.
Well, you're just reminding me of one that I think I covered when I was a junior reporter in Kansas, of course, working my way up the chain. And it seemed that
Yes.
there was a lot of money changing hands at those shows. Quite a prestigious business, huh?
Yes, it is very prestigious, as they say. You know, our a friend, Bobby, local socialite, you might call him, runs that trashy club. He was once in the cat show world, not anymore.
Oh, do tell.
No, I suppose I could share a little. You see, it was not all that long ago. He and I were up for, well, Madeline was up for Best in Show alongside his Tomcat. Eh, nice enough cat, but definitely does not have the breeding of my Madeline. But he had gotten that way with his pluck and gumption. Well, let me tell you, it came down to the last class. His cat went crazy, scratched the judge, bit the judge. He was run out of the show ring, never shown again.
Some people just have no class, no taste.
No, that's why he has that club now, that trashy bassinet club, the stroller, something above the burnt orphanage memorial hospital. I don't know. I don't go there. It's very trashy. This is such a delightful town, and he just brings that element in. I just don't care for it.
I see. I think I heard about it. Perhaps the Crib is what it was called.
Ah, the Crib. Yes, I can never remember. But the whole thing burnt down anyways, and I'm sure he had a hand in it. I'm just positively sure.
Oh, with a record like that, who could imagine anything otherwise?
No, of course not. A very smart girl you are.
Perceptive is what my peers at Brown University said when I went there for journalism. Not to brag, but I
how
did
quaint.
graduate 5th in my class.
Oh, that's darling, just darling. I'd love to hear more about that when I'm on your show.
Well, isn't that such a wonderful idea? And, you know, the show has so many different topics week to week. I would love to find a time when you and, of course, Madeline would be able to come on and really complete the show. Make sure that we have exactly the right guests all around you. It might take some time, but we would be so happy to do that.
Wonderful. Yes, it is very important to get things right. Mhm.
Yes, maybe weeks or months.
Oh, well, you can't rush perfection. I'll have my people contact your people.
Uh, that's very nice of you. I suppose that'll be the best I can get away with. Thank you so much, Maggie, for your time and for giving me a little bit more information about our wonderful town and the beautiful place that I find myself living in just by chance.
Mm, Wonderful. And if you
Thank-
ever need a place to stay, come by my apartments.
Oh,
I may
that's
have a vacancy for you.
so kind. I just can't stand cat dander. It's allergies, of course. But wouldn't that be just the grandest thing? I'd have to say thank you, but thank you.
Hmm, You're welcome.
Bye, Maggie.
Toodaloo, honey.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the new Crib nightclub at the newly former burnt down Orphanage Fire Memorial Hospital. Uh, what you drinking? Good afternoon, Bobby. Bobby with an I. But wait, how do you know my name? I'm number 2. Not to be confused with the action number 2. I'm a contracted mercenary from the MUC, or the Mercenary University Community College of Croatia. I'm here to find this girl. Yeah. Uh, she looks familiar. She kind of looks Swedish. I beg your pardon. Natalie McConnell is no cold Swede. Okay. So what can I get you to drink? Give me a cocktail that involves a lot of whiskey. You got it. So can you tell me what happened the last time you saw Natalie? Okay. So Natalie came to the club. She'd never been here before. So before I knew it, she was helping me in the supply base. Next thing I know, she tells me she has to leave and to not tell anybody she left. Then, from out of the blue, this guy with an ice pick grabs Natalie and drives away. Their body type was like a geriatric Dolph Lundgren superimposed with Jeff Daniels. I know, weird, right? Geriatric Dolph Lundgren superimposed with Jeff Daniels. And I'm still sober for this? Look, you saw the guy with an ice pick grab Natalie on her way out, right? Yes. Do you know who Ice Pick Reginald is? Well, I've heard of this person. Listen, Betty White impersonator wannabe. What? How did you know my weekend side job? Wait, what? I've had several weekend side jobs. Every third Sunday of the month, I'm a lifeguard for Shelter Place's flagship water park, Aquaphobia Gardens. What is up with this town? Like half of the town is water parks. Aquaphobia Gardens is sponsored by the Sisters of the Withered Wimple. Ironically enough, enough of this. How sure are you this kidnapper is Ice Pick Reginald? Well, he certainly looked like him. That's impossible. You see, Ice Pick Reginald was assigned to a case across the continent. He's still pursuing that case. He was requested personally by a client. So to fill in for Ice, they sent me number 2. Sure. It would greatly help your survival if you can tell me the truth. So I'll ask you one more time. Do you know who Ice Pick Reginald is? uh, yeah. Was it Ice? Hey, isn't that it's a nice suit you have on there. Isn't that European? Is that European slim fit? Oh. Oh. Why, thank you. I think so. It's just your regular old standard issue. Standard issue from Croatia? What, didn't Croatian standard issue fabric get recalled due to the high flammability rate? What's with the Hawaiian shirt? Oh. So, have you seen the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise? Oh, isn't that the one with Dustin Hoffman? No. It's the one where Tom is a young bartender, and he's making these hip drinks using hand tricks and acrobatics. It about my drink. Check this one out. The drink I'm making you is called the Flaming Swede. Is that bottle on fire? But that's the fourth time this has happened this week.